Check, 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 check. We are live, boys. Sorry about that, man. First time going live. I gotta move the camera too, dude. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing here, guys, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, man. I finally set up the old stoic podcast room, if you will. I got a bunch of things on when I was a kid. I got Dragon Ball Z, got a Spartan helmet, got this cool Corvette right here. Old school, man. 67 Corvette. Got Gravedigger in the back, but we are live, man. We are live. So let's get to it. Let me make sure we are live. But yeah, man. Artificial intelligence. It's a scary, scary thing. But yeah, we're live. Yeah, artificial intelligence, man. A lot of people are actually scared of it, but me, I am a big, big fan of using it, especially for like everyday tasks where I'm a little lazy, but I still, I'm still keeping my mind sharp. I'm not that lazy, but using AI, my wife's on the other side. Love you, mama. She's over there being a super mom with her daughter, running around. We have a 4-year-old, so anyone that has kids, you know what I'm talking about. It's funny, man. I went live and it's literally me and my my wife in the chat, man. So if you guys are actually watching, comment below. I'm gonna share this post. Let's see how we can do it right here. Share. And we got that there. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see if we can get some more people to the chat here. There we go. What's up? What's up, Crook? Crook T in the house. How you doing, bro? Has anyone been fishing? Oh, we got a couple people here joining. Here we got Mr. I'm sharing this to a couple of my buddies. We are live. I think it actually looks pretty good, man. The quality, not too bad. All right. How are you going to use AI? Yeah, bro. If you go over to ChatGPT, let me minimize this so I can see it. I actually got my pretty cool screen right here. I like using Grok, man. There's people out there that use ChatGPT or whatever database or platform that you want to use. But if you literally go over to grok.com, it's free. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's literally free. And you can click it and then you literally type in South Texas redfish fishing tips. So, with my experience, all the fishing that I have done throughout the years, I've learned a lot from South Texas fishing guides. I learned a lot from buddies of mine. And I'm that guy that likes to learn. I'm not ashamed of asking questions. I'm not ashamed of doing something new and failing at it pretty much. That way I can get better at it as opposed to just going out there, not asking questions and just doing whatever and not producing or not getting better at it. So using ChatGPT, using AI to catch redfish, I'm going to type in South Texas redfish fishing tips. And with my knowledge, I'm going to try to share with you the tips on here that work or the tips on here that I believe will actually help you guys out there whenever you guys are fishing. So if you literally type in South Texas redfish fishing tips, the number one tip that pops up right here is bait and lures. Know the type of lure you're going to be using. Know the type of bait you're going to be using. And that's a big, big thing, man. If you're going to be going out there, before you even get on the water, try to get something that you're comfortable with using. If you don't know what to use, if you don't have any idea what type of bait, what type of artificial lures, go out there to Academy, go out to Walmart. Everyone has a Walmart in the general area and get yourself the Tsunami Shrimps. It's a little shrimp imitation lure. Remember, everything's going to eat a shrimp. You got redfish, you got trout, you got flounder, you even got bass. If you're going to be fishing for bass, I've seen bass hit shrimp because it looks like a little bit injured shad that's going to be running around. But go out there and get yourself a shrimp, and everything is going to hit that shrimp. Cast that lure out there, use that little shrimp imitation, give it a couple pops, change up your cadence, find out what those redfish and trout want, and that's going to set you up for success. Or little promotional video for you guys. If you guys want to check out my website, stoicoutdoors.com, head over to Stoic Lures. You can get yourself the Bay Villain right here, man. What I really, really like about this lure is, mind you, a lot of this fish down here in South Texas, they're heavily, heavily pressured. So the normal bait size for the big manufacturers that are out there is literally 4 inches. So what I did is my lure right here, I set it up to hit 3.75 inches, and I have multiple colors for you guys to choose from. But check out the way that tail is literally popping. My hand's not shaking. I played baseball back in the day, right? So when I hold something up like this, my hands start to shake. But you see that right there? Look at that. Look at that vibration. Look at that little moving back end right there. Look at that. There's a bunch of ribs in the back. So when it's working through that lure, it's creating some type of harsh vibration for those redfish and trout to come in and hammer your lure. So this thing, number one, it's 3.75 inches. So it's a little bit smaller. It's a smaller profile. What's up, Rick's Rockin' Reels? How you doing, brother? I like that logo, man. That's sick. But yeah, so my lure is 3.75 inches. It's a little bit smaller than your average lure that's out there, so it's going to stand out. It's also infused with scent trail technology. Sounds pretty good, right? So when you cast it out there and you're reeling in that lure, you're reeling in through that water, that trail, that scent's going to leave a trail, and those redfish and trout are going to be able to follow your lure, and they're going to hammer it. What I also like about this, man, say you're not getting any bite. Say it's a tough bite, and you're using whatever lure you want, not just the Stoic lure, not just the Bay Villain. You're using whatever lure, and you want to really downsize that lure, make it a little bit more of a morsel. You see that tail right there, man? What you can do is you can pop that off. I don't want to do it right now because this is a fresh pack, right? But you can pop it off, and then you have yourself a 3.5-inch small little shad. And it is absolutely sick. It actually imitates a shrimp. This color specifically, if you're going to be fishing clear water and you want to be throwing like something that's a little bit more natural, something that is going to make those redfish or trout and flounder hit your lure, as opposed to just throwing something that's that crazy color. It's not going to work. Try throwing this one right here, man. I actually had a buddy of mine name this lure Watermelon Thump, and it is exactly that, man. Check it out right there. So back to using AI for fishing for South Texas redfish specifically, right? I know I keep talking about speckled trout and flounder. That's actually going to be the next topic in the back. Rick's Rockin' Reels, sup, big dog? Let's comment back to you, bro. Sup, big dog? Big dog in the house. All right, cool. So artificial lures, man, that's going to be the first tip, using AI to catch more redfish. Know what type of lure you're using, right? And let's get into the next tip right here, using Grok AI to catch more redfish. So the next tip, it's right here, man, tackle. Check it out. This tip right here says use 7 to 7.5 medium action rod with a 25,000 to 4,000 series reel, 10 to 20 pound braided line with fluorocarbon leader. Bro, that's like extremely accurate. Use a 1/8 ounce and a 1/4 ounce jig head to stay versatile. That tip right there is actually really legit, man. I can tell you right now, if you're going to be fishing down here in South Texas, you want to use a 7.5 to a 7 foot medium light rod. Why? That's actually a really good question. Why, bro? Well, if you're going to be throwing artificial lures the entire time, you want to make sure that you're comfortable. So when you are using a 7 foot medium light rod, that rod is not going to be as exhausting on your arm. It's going to be able to pop that lure, and that lure is going to dance a lot more freely. Think about it. If you're using a heavy rod and you're trying to pop that lure, it's not going to have any flex on the tip, and that lure is going to be super stiff. It's not going to look anything like a realistic bait, right? If you're using something with a flex, medium light, you're going to be able to pop it, and that lure is going to have a little bit of more dance, and it's going to have some more color in it. It's going to have some more life in it, and those redfish are going to hammer your lure as opposed to throwing something that's not going to have as much activity or not dance as much. So medium light rod, that's the one I would recommend, a 7 foot. If you're going to be throwing top waters, you can get a medium just because it has more backbone. But I recommend a medium light for artificial lures, for like soft plastic specifically. And the real size, man, there's a lot of people out there that like to go out and spend like $300 to $400 in a reel. That's cool and all, man. But when I started off, when I was a young kid in high school, a young kid in junior high, and I wanted to, just go out there and fish, and I didn't have the money. Even in college, man, I didn't have as a good job as I do now. So I didn't have the money or the feria, right? Like people say, the feria to go out and buy a expensive reel. So I went out and I experimented with buying budget reels, and I got a 7-foot medium light rod, Daiwa Laguna, for $30 at Academy. And then I walked over to the reel section and I found a Shimano Sienna 2500. I like to get the extra high gear ratio because I can, every time I twist that reel, that knob, it's going to make that line come in a little bit faster, especially for artificial lures. You want to be able to keep up with that lure. So that's a extra tip for you guys. 2500 Shimano Sienna reel for like $30, and you can get the Daiwa Laguna for like $30 as well. So you already got a $60 combo just to start off, because I would recommend that, man. I would recommend you go out and buy something a little bit more budget friendly before you want to spend too much more money on a fancier setup, man. So on the line that I like to use specifically, I love throwing 10-pound Power Pro line because it gives me that extra casting distance. Remember, you're fishing in an area that other people have fished the entire day, or a lot of people have fished that entire weekend. So you want to be able to cast that lure further than your buddies that are on the boat, or your buddies that are on the line. So when that boat is moving, it's creating that natural vibration in the water. So those redfish and trout, yeah, they're going to be kind of used to that boat nose, but don't you think like a 30-inch redfish or a 30-inch trout, they're going to hear a boat and they're not going to stay in that same area? That's why I like using a 10-pound Power Pro line, so I can get that extra casting distance, so I can really cast that lure out further than my homies on the boat or my homies that are walking on a wade. And I like to use 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. I actually tried getting by with 15-pound fluorocarbon leader, and it did not work at all for me, man. I had so many breakups. I had so many hookups where I would literally set the hook and that fish would literally pop off. I'd be pissed, man, because you're spending all that time and energy to go out to fish, and sometimes you're out there in a tournament and big money is on the line, and for you to just get popped off because you're using a fluorocarbon leader, that's gonna break. Now, man, go out, get yourself 30-pound. I like using the Berkeley Vanish. It's only like $6, but it's like, I think it's like 50 yards worth of line, but it's legit, man. And I've had no issues with it. It is a little bit heavier than the 10-pound or the 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, but just remember that you want to make sure that that extra 12 inches of leader is going to be a little bit more thicker, right? Yeah, pause if you want. It's going to have a little bit more durability than using something lighter. So when you hook up to that fish, you have that comfortability of knowing that you have about 12 inches to about 18 inches worth of leader line to make sure you don't pop off. So using AI, number one, bait and tackle, know what type of lure you're going to be using. Number two, the tackle, the rod, the reel, the 10-pound Power Pro, the 30-pound leader. And the next tip right here, using artificial intelligence, using AI. It's 2025, right? It's crazy, man. This AI stuff that's coming out. Using artificial intelligence to catch South Texas redfish. The last tip right here, techniques. What type of technique are you going to be using for those redfish? Well, that just depends, man. If you're fishing one time, if you're going to be fishing in the early morning and then you go out fishing in the afternoon, you're going to think that same technique is going to work over and over again. No, that's not the case, man. Try to change up your cadence. Then when you find out the fish are biting on a pop, pop, sit, pop, pop, pause, pop, pop, go, then you know that, hey, man, the fish are going to be biting on this. The fish like this type of retrieve. This is what they want. This is what they like. So the technique always depends on what the fish want that day. Just keep switching it up, man. What I like to tell people is you're going to go out there, and just because you catch fish using a certain retrieve. Try to change it up, change up your cadence, give it a pop, pop, sit, pop, pop, go. And it also depends on what lure you're going to be throwing. So the technique is a big, big tip for you guys if you're going to be fishing for these South Texas redfish. Is that who we got here? We got 4 people in the chat right here, man. Comment down below any of your questions. Let me put a little chat right here. Comment below with your questions for South Texas redfish fishing tips. Boom. I know I'm talking kind of fast, but I got my wife over there and my little girl hanging out. So I want them to make sure we hang out since I'm actually off tomorrow for the first time. I'm actually off on a Sunday, man, and it's Father's Day. You ever use cigar poppers? I actually use they're called the bomber poppers. You can get them over at Walmart. Remember, man, when I started off, I started off with a little bit of money, so I want to make sure I give tips to people that are just starting off as well. I don't want to recommend something that's super super expensive, and then you're gonna go out and then you're gonna buy it. You're gonna spend a lot of money. Then you're gonna get mad at, hey, Bo, Stoic, that didn't work. Go out to Walmart. You can get yourself the bomber. They're literally like $3. Sometimes you can get them on sale for like like $1. Top water lure. Let's see, Walmart. Yeah, you can get them right here, man. Or you can get these 2 pack of 3. Can't really see. Horrible idea, bro. Yeah, put a white screen on there. I've never used cigar poppers. I use the bombers. Are the ones that I like. Top water. And I also like using the Mansfield knockers and Mansfield knockers. I think Kelly Wiggler actually bought them out, man. They are expensive. They're like $10. But those are the ones I like. Crook T, you fish for South Texas redfish, bro? You go to Port Mansfield, South Padre Island, Arroyo City, or where do you normally go? I actually love going out to Port Mansfield, man. It's actually a favorite spot of mine, especially when you're going wade fishing with a bunch of your buddies. It's a pretty good time, man. My buddy actually. What did he put, bro? I think he meant quirks. Arroyo normally, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Arroyo City is good, man. We always go out to. I love going to Rattlesnake Island, man. When you come out of the cut, you come out of the little Y, you hit a right, and you go over there with that abandoned boat that's always just chilling. I like to fish that shoreline, man. For me, I grew up bass fishing, believe it or not. So my hook sets are a little bit extreme, a little bit too hardcore sometimes. But that's just how I started off, man. So I really, really set the hooks. But what I'm saying is Arroyo City, I like going to Rattlesnake Island, and I love to always fish the corner, like the little shorelines, and I like to fish I like to hit the shoreline at an angle, and I always like to walk either into the shore or walk off of the shore, and I like to hit the transition areas. You guys know what I'm talking about, where it hits like 2 to 3 feet, sometimes 3 to 3.5 feet, where that water goes from like your ankles to your knees, or I'm sorry, your ankles to your knees to your hips. That's usually the area I like to work. Corks, bro. I'm not a big corky guy, man. I have a buddy that fishes Corpus Christi. I actually ran into him one time, and down here in the valley, he was random. Like he was at a academy one time, and I ran into him. And STIXHD, he's a big corky guy up in Corpus. And if you guys want to follow him, you guys can as well. He's like the best, one of the best corky guys I've always seen. Raul asked, what color do you like? Bro, that just depends, man. But for me, I always have 4 colors. I have a natural color. Oh, let's just get back to the tip. Let's see right here. So I can write this down that we guys can check out the chat later. Dark water equals dark colors. And then clear water, clear colors. Dark water equals dark colors, clear water, clear colors. What do I mean by that? When you're fishing like the green, murky water that's like super, super ugly, I always like to throw something purple. I have the purple goblin on my website. I actually have it right here above me. I don't want to move and get it because I'm gonna make a lot of noise, but it's like a purple color with a chartreuse tail, and that is my favorite color to throw during dark water. Clear water, I love throwing the pearl color up there with that little chartreuse tail. Man, Grok keeps asking me if I'm here. But if I would recommend one color to use, no matter what, dark water, clear water, rain or shine, early in the morning, in the afternoon, I always like and I always have a lot of luck using the pink. Anything pink, man. I have a pink color, pink flash, and it's got pink with a little bit of clear underneath it with some silver flakes. When you pop it, it literally looks like it's flashing like this. And the pink always produces for me. Why? Remember, man, everything is gonna eat a shrimp. I know this is a South Texas redfish fishing tip video using artificial intelligence. We got 7 people in watching, bro. What's up, guys? Comment down below, man. First time going live, kind of nervous, but it's all good. I'm trying to be myself a little bit more because this is how I normally am, man. Full of energy, a lot of life, and sometimes in my videos I come off being like a little monotone, but that's just because I get nervous for you guys, man. I want to make sure I produce some good content. We got a lot of likes there. I don't know who hit that like button, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So back to throwing pink. Everything's gonna eat pink, man. Everything's gonna eat a shrimp. Remember, when you're going out fishing, you want to try to imitate the bait fish that's in the area. Whenever I'm wade fishing, I'm always keeping my eyes on a swivel. I'm always looking around. I'm always making sure I'm careful where I step. I kick my feet. I walk with a purpose. I keep looking around because sometimes you never know, bro. Stingrays. I've seen some big old sharks in the area. You just got to be careful. But pink is one of the colors that I like to throw no matter what, because I know if a predator fish is in the area, it's gonna hit that lure. So, any other questions? Got the dogs barking outside. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that, but we got the dogs barking outside. Yeah, man. Grok is what I like to use. Tackle techniques, regulations. Bro, I have an app on my phone where I can hit the camera and I can see if there's anything outside. It's got that cool night vision when those dogs are barking outside. You can hear them, but oh, my wife opened the door to check on them. That's funny. We are at 22 minutes on the YouTube live. We got about oh, the alarm's still on. Now it's off. All right. Yeah, man. What do y'all think about my bro? Check this out, man. This is one of the coolest pieces I bought since I'm a big nerd at heart, man. When I was a kid, old school Charizard card right there, 1996. Charizard Hollow, Japanese. Bro, that's pretty sick, right? 6 people in the chat. Any other questions, guys? We're gonna go ahead and call it here in a little bit, but I think it was pretty cool coming on here live, man. Had some people on here, answered some questions. Raul, Rick's Rockin' Reels, Crooked T. Got my wife on there as well. What's up, mama? All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. But if you guys want to stick around for the next episode, man, share this one with your homies. Share this one with your buddies. And I will be going live. I'm probably going to make another video next week. I'm going to try to go live at least once a week. The next time I'm going to be talking is probably going to be using South Texas, using AI, I'm sorry, to catch big South Texas speckled trout. I actually want to type it in right here since I'm on the website. South Texas speckled trout fishing tips. I like using grok.com. ChatGPT is another good one. We got 6 people. There was like 10 people and 4 of them got off. I know it's kind of late, but yeah, man. I typed in South Texas speckled trout fishing tips, and there's some good tips right there, man. I don't want to ruin it for the next video, but yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, man. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, Be resilient on the water and off. Peace.